Alright, so in this video, I had to do it. I'm sorry, I had to do it. I had to get the 76ers again and just run a quick game against somebody online. As you can see, they went with the Cavaliers. He's 4-11. So, you know, once again, I could already see that it was going to be an easy game for me. But let's go ahead and talk about the main purpose of this video, because I really haven't told y'all the main purpose of this video. And yes, I did have fun in this game, man, but this dude at some point he just started to try to take over with LeBron. You know how it goes when people get a star player on a team. They don't know how to control themselves. But while y'all enjoy the background gameplay, I'm here to talk about 2K, the community itself. Now, as you guys know, a lot of guys get called up, a lot of guys get voted into the 2K team up every year. Now my problem with this is some of these dudes are not sim. Now a lot of these people out here would say yes, they are sim. You know, even the commentators themselves. I'm not calling any names, but I'm talking about more than one person. You know, and when you get the final product, you know, when you get the final product of 2K, like, you can't tell me that these dudes from Team Up did not see some of these issues when they were out there playing those, how many games they played back to back. Because off one game, you can see multiple problems. You know what I mean? You can see multiple glitches. You can see multiple broken animations. It's just, you cannot tell me that you didn't play this game and you felt that the defense was off in certain situations. You cannot tell me that you went down there and you played this game and you didn't feel that. Now, this is the problem that I have with some of these dudes that go down there. Now, I'm not saying that I don't have respect for them. I respect all of them. You know what I mean? But for the community as a whole, you going down there representing, it's a big thing. You know, it's a big deal when you come back and the game is stellar than what you portrayed it to be. You know what I mean? People go down there and say, oh, this game is great, you know, but then when you get it for yourself, you're like, how did these dudes just suck up to the devs this much that they would accept this crap? And then later on, when they play it and finally get sick of it, you know, after, I don't know if they're getting paid or what they're doing. You know what I mean? Because a lot of these dudes are really some kiss-ups. You know, you can point them out. I'm not going to say any names because, like I said, I don't disrespect anyone, you know, when it comes to them doing their thing with their channel. They're a lot bigger than me, so who am I? You know what I mean? I stay in my own lane, they stay in theirs. But there's a certain level of realness that you have with yourself and the community. Now, what I'm talking about is you going down there saying the game is good, you playing the game, and then you get the game, and then after who knows what, you got your little what they put on them, the embargo. What do they put on them? Something they put on them that they can't even speak about the game until they say that they can speak about the game. But when they do speak about the game, they feel as though I gotta say everything good about the game, and the negatives don't really have to be strong negatives. I'm gonna give you a little bit of negatives, but it's not gonna be enough to actually give you a real insight, in-depth review of what you saw so far. And by that, what I mean is they will literally say things that you can see with your own eyes just based off the gameplay that they put up. So basically, what they do is they'll say, well, you know, I didn't like such and such with the defense, but it's not really a focal point like some of these other problems are, you know what I mean? Such as the hesitations going into weird animations where you travel before you do a layup. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. And you missing wide open layups underneath the goal like 99.9% of the time. And then you got LD and Ronnie and all them over there making little jokes on Twitter. No disrespect to them, you know, much respect to them, because, you know, they're not devs. But at the same time, there's nothing you can say to make this look good. When you're missing layups 24/7, there's a problem. Now they go find little memes and stuff about the NBA where dudes miss wide open layups under the goal. Okay, that's all well and good. You know what I'm saying? Of course that happens in real life. Everybody goofs at some point, you know what I mean? But in 2K, this happens every game. Now, let me use this for example. If LeBron was to airball a layup wide open in real life, okay? LeBron on 2K would airball a layup every game. You see what I'm saying? There's no logic there. So a lot of these things that they're saying cannot justify what happens in this video game. Some of these animations need to be cut and trimmed down to the point where they can actually be stopped if needed to be stopped. You know, it makes no sense for somebody to be able to run baseline, animation pops and triggers in, and you can just dunk the whole game with LeBron. That is ridiculous. And you want to know why they can do that? Because it's a predetermined animation. Something that 2K still hasn't got away from. And even if you do, even if you can't get rid of it fully, there's a way that you can trigger these things to happen a different way in a different duration than they're happening in. You know what I mean? Such as, I brought this up to OG before in one of his live streams. I was like, you guys should be able to disable the charge button everywhere around the court except near and around the paint. There is no reason for anybody to be able to stand back court and take a charge. Even though they did try to fix that, you still, if done right, you can mix that flop animation with the charge animation and still pull off a charge. You know what I mean? And you guys have seen it in the videos that I've uploaded, how people have been cheesing that charge button. So I have a lot of ideas that I could possibly bring up to them, and I do that just by telling OG all the time. Whether it's through a tweet, whether it's in his live stream chat, you know what I mean? I always try to bring it up to him, and he sees it. If he doesn't respond, that's because either he's going to use that idea and he doesn't want to give anything away for, you know, 2K16, or, you know, he's going to take note of it, and if he can make it happen, he's going to make it happen. Or it may just not. And look at that animation. Did you catch the animation where he ran and caught the ball? But the ball and the player itself, something isn't right there. You know what I mean? When you throw a pass to someone, sometimes the ball just goes and the player moves along with it. It's like they're in sync and then they're out of sync. You know what I mean? But getting back to the commentators real quick, some of these dudes are yes men, and I'm not disrespecting them, but at the end of the day, it's not about fame. You know, for a lot of them, it's about what opportunities we can snatch up and get our face and name out there more. You know, at the end of the day, that's not what it's about. It's about representing a community of gamers who loves basketball, video games. You know what I mean? They want a solid product for their $60. They don't want rehashed animations. They don't want things that is a complete load of bullshit. You know what I mean? They don't want that every single year. And I think these commentators, you know, they just don't get that. They're so, you know, they just want the fame. You know, they want instant gratification. They just want to be invited out there. At the end of the day, a lot of these dudes don't even really talk to their subs until they say, hey, yo, I'm going to need for you guys to vote me in. Because, you know, 2K is doing this little thing where you tweet them. If they get enough tweets of a certain commentator, they'll invite them out. If 2K sees a commentator that's really small, that really doesn't have a big audience, and they like what they do, they'll invite them out themselves, you know. So you can get invited out there multiple ways, but usually it's by your audience, your subscribers. A lot of these dudes don't even take time out their day to really talk to their subscribers like that. And a lot of people say, well, you know what? It's just because they got so many subscribers. That's no excuse. You know, that's no excuse. A lot of these things that people say, you can answer them in a video. You know what I mean? You can answer them in a video. Even if you don't get to all of them, you could get to some of them. You could comment and reply to some of these dudes. You don't have to. You go down some of these dudes' videos, they don't even reply not once to anybody. No, not once. You know what I mean? And I mean, it's just crazy. But the minute they need to get out there to 2K team up, oh, we need y'all to do me a favor right quick. Do me a favor and tweet me out. You know what I mean? And then when you tweet them out and go out there, I never tweeted anybody out. You know, that's just not my thing. I'm not voting for any of the dudes because most of them aren't sim. And prime example, if somebody did the 76ers challenge or did an online challenge, go watch it and watch how they play. These dudes only know how to play my career and my team. They don't really know how to play sim ball like that. If you try to take them online, tell them, you know, play you one-on-one, they won't win. I watched the dudes do the 76ers challenge have a hard time. And some of the dudes had terrible opponents. What does that tell you? But, you know, I'm out of here. Peace out, y'all.